That's now Barrister Ayapo Abini today showed up for the hearing of habeas corpus filed by rights defenders for detained Antoinette Kongsor, who was abducted by Moja and co. They accused her of being no Petey's wife, but in reality, she is a married woman and was a friend to no Petey's girlfriend 4 years ago. Kongsor's husband, Clovis Sima, was in court alongside his wife and newborn baby. Here is an excerpt of Barrister Ayapo Abini after today's hearing selected for us by Lasha Kingsley. Take a listen.
When I heard that the case was on, and I'm delighted with the team of lawyers I've met, dynamic, knowledgeable, and we are very hopeful that things are going to work. I had a similar situation in Yaoundé, and even though habeas corpus is a common law practice, the very day I was taken to the court, the matter was heard, and it was only adjourned for the ruling. So habeas corpus proceeding is supposed to be very expeditious. You don't waste time. Whatever the case, we're happy that she has been brought to court today, unlike previously, because habeas corpus simply means bring the body, that's the person. And if you come to court without the person, then it's no longer habeas corpus. So we are very hopeful. I have seen the lady, I've seen the child, and thank God that they are looking fine. God knows, we leave it to God. He has the final word.
Do you wish to comment on the proceedings? What has been going on for now?
No, I've already said that there was a bit of delay, but it's not really within the habeas corpus proceeding. Habeas corpus is expeditious. Once you are summoned up, that first day they bring you, the matter is heard, and if at all it is to be adjourned, it is adjourned for a ruling, not for hearing. But I heard that it came up and had to be adjourned for hearing. Well, I hardly would comment on that because it's a court proceeding.
Our 47-year-old woman identified as Sidonie McNee has died after consuming traditional medicine bought from a herbalist. The sad incident happened over the weekend in Mabanda, a neighborhood in Bona Berry-Dwellerford subdivision, Lithoral region of Cameroon. Get full details in the following report. Family of 47-year-old Sidonie McNee, who died after consuming an alleged toxic traditional medicine on Saturday, November 13, 2021 in Mabanda, a neighborhood in Bona Berry-Dwellerford subdivision, are still inconsolable. According to reports, the mother of 6 kids, a vendor at the Mabanda market, bought a traditional remedy alongside other traders from a herbalist who cautioned them side effects will range from vomiting, consumed the product and was rushed to the hospital after suffering a malaise. She was in the market already dressed to attend a wedding at the council by midday. The herbalist came to the market with his product and she bought to lick just like every other person. She licked it alongside others and vomited, leading to her death. A vendor at the Mabanda market who bought the said product revealed that the vendor warned those with complicated and fragile systems against consuming the product. The man passed by with his product and showed it to us. He didn't force anyone. He also said someone with a fragile system cannot consume the product. He said, I collected mine and it really disturbed me. I vomited and had to call my husband, who came and took me. Sidonie McNee reportedly gave up the ghost after she was transferred to the Lakentini Hospital for medical attention. Meanwhile, the said doctor is currently under custody for further investigation. Worth mentioning is the fact that Sidonie McNee consumed the product alongside other traders at the Mabanda market who experienced mild side effects but were later fine. The population of the Northwest region have been called upon to remain vigilant as they go about their daily activities while ensuring kids go back to school. Northwest correspondent Akeba spoke to some Bamenda city dwellers and authorities and put together the following.
Social crisis, chaotic situations might be experienced in different dimensions, but when it comes boycott or school boycott, no matter how illiterate a parent will ensure the children acquire good and holistic education. Bamenda today, November 16, some schools opened their doors with pupils and students present, but some teachers absent for fear of the unknown. The shooting and killing of teenage Toto Brandy over the weekend, yesterday's ghost town, and shooting of two alleged separatist fighters at the Bamenda Food Market neighborhood. Most inhabitants, school pupils, students, and business premises today remained closed, and business persons stayed at home given there was a call from a diasporan leader and Anglophone activist for school shutdown. Many in Bamenda and parents, though for fear of the unknown, condemn the diasporan call.
School na thing way when you born pikin, you want give pikin the best way if you give pikin na education. Now they can't talk for we say me pikin they no go school. I don't understand. Now say me the pikin they grow tomorrow be na mumu them. Oh, na say they grow no know their right hand no know their left hand no even know whether they fit talk say they want a head pikin know whether head na waiting. So this thing need the people then she don't think fine. Whether na waiting war no fit ever end. If war no end, pikin they will stay forever. Make pikin them go school. If they fight their war, may they fight their war. If they want end their war, may they end their war. But pikin school must go. May all man know whether you dey for which side, you will dey for America. You want to go America because you get degree, because you get certificate for it. If you want chances, we will turn fool. More on pikin then turn fool. I talk say that one a bad policy.
Bamenda 2 Council Mayor Chani Peter, accompanied by some councillors who visited schools in the Bamenda 2 municipality to get tension and encourage pupils, students, teachers, and parents to send their children to school.
Collectively, our parents have decided they have sent their children to school. We visited some schools, Lycée Bileng, Bamenda, downtown, Progressive, and we realized that the students, some of the students are there, but the teachers are absent, which is not normal. That parents have taken the risk to send their children to school, and then the teachers are not there. I don't want to interpret that maybe the teachers they are pretending to support what is happening or not.
The population of the Northwest region are being called upon to be vigilant and ensure children go to school, get back to their daily activities, and make sure before set for business, ensure their environment is free from any improvised explosive.
Let's now revisit the incident in Boya yesterday where the population of Banuma joined members of the Nganya Traditional Society in a protest march after one of theirs was shot dead by a security officer yesterday morning. Moki Regwan has full details.
That was the atmosphere that enveloped Southwest Regional Capital, Boya, after the killing of Monono John, member of the prestigious Ganya dance of the Bakri people at Bunduma, Boya. The report says he was shot dead by a gendarme officer on duty while members of the Secret Court of Ghana was carrying a cultural manifestation to clean their land in preparation of the forthcoming festival of art and culture. The corpse of late John Monono was taken to the Boya Regional Hospital as family members find it difficult to embrace the sad reality. 30 minutes later, the angry indigents of Boya took to the street with their laws but was intercepted by forces of law and order as the corpse was seized by uniformed men to be deposited back at the Boya Regional Hospital. The Bakre youth later blocked the main road of Boya as a sharp response to their cry, with ritual being carried out at the Independence Square of Boya. 2 hours later, the mayor of Boya convened a security meeting to deliberate the way forward, as it was all agreed that the corpse should be given to the Secret Court of the Nganya dance. At the Boya mortuary, the corpse was received by traditional rulers of Boya as they all marched with the population back to Bunduma.
Now we are at the Met Boulevard of Boya. This is members of the prestigious Ganya dance of the Bokwe people. The mortal remains of John Monono has been handed to them, and they are taking it back to Bunduma, where he was shot this early morning. Information getting to us that according to the custom and tradition of the Bakwe people, the corpse must be buried today. If not, calamity will befall the land.
They ended with late Monono John being laid to rest at their family compound in Bunduma. It should be noted that the other victim of the incident is responding positively at the Boya Regional Hospital.
Moki Regan reporting there. Onto something else. Joe Chebonken, president of the National Communication Council, was in Douala yesterday, November 15, 2021. He met with cable distributors to drill them on audiovisual piracy ahead of the Total Energies African competition scheduled for January 2022. Details with Catherine Ekongwe.
A meeting of the National Communication Council took place yesterday, November 15, 2021 at Somatel Hotel, Bali, Douala. It was to deliberate with cable distributors on audiovisual piracy ahead of the Total Energies AFCON 2021. The president of the National Communication Council, Mr. Joseph Chembonken, opened the meeting saying the cable distribution sector in Cameroon comprises of more than 500 national operators of various sizes and categories. Adding to the national operators, it is important to mention the presence of foreign operators such as DSTV, Canal Plus International, and StarTime. As a result of this, the cable distribution sector in Cameroon have been experiencing series of unrest for some time, and the town of Douala is at the heart of this unrest. In view of the upcoming African Cup of Nations, which will take place in Cameroon from January 9th to February 6, 2022, and the recurrence of complaints received by the National Communication Council from international distributors on the grounds of piracy on their programs, there is need for concern.
Yeah, and it was important that we consult with them because the content of what they broadcast and the relationship which they have with other cable distributors is posing a lot of problems. Many of them are being accused for pirating images. Some of them are not legally accredited. And so we thought that it was necessary for us to draw their attention to some of what is happening in that sector, but most especially to talk about the content of what they broadcast.
The managing director of Curling Communication, Mr. Joseph Bok, suggests that cable operators should come together to form an association of local operators that can help develop arts and culture in Cameroon.
What we asked the CNC to do is, first of all, to start doing the clean house inside local operators. There's local operators that are within the rules of law, and there is some of them that are not necessarily. So to encourage them to get together so we can have these companies, local companies that are getting together, they form one local operators that can actually help develop arts in Cameroon.
The president of the National Communication Council draws the attention of certain social facts linked to the exercise of these activities, such as the broadcasting of erotic and pornographic programs. The National Communication Council attaches great importance to the protection of children and vulnerable groups in this area. It is therefore essential that the above-mentioned programs be encrypted during broadcasts. He went further to say it is necessary to prohibit any broadcasting of content promoting anti-national values such as homosexuality. The president of the National Communication Council encourages distributors to form syndicates.
We encouraged the local distributors who have been complaining so much about the overbearing weight and influence of multinationals to try as much as they can to form a syndicate and forward a memorandum of their what they want to do, and the National Communication Council will see how to help.
He ended his consultation mission to Douala by visiting some cable distributors. Here, Mr. Joseph Chembonken was received at Swecom by the managing director, Mr. Brian Tambe, which he praised for setting up such a giant project which has employed Cameroonians.
Now, over 30 women drawn from all walks of life have been drilled in a one-day workshop organized by Blessing Associate for Women and Children in Boya. The capacity-building workshop is meant to strengthen and empower women in times of conflict. Akeba completes the story.
A workshop on conflict prevention and peace building is ongoing in Boya, Southwest Region, organized by Blessing Associates for Women and Children, Bawak, Cameroon. The workshop, which brought over 30 women drawn from different denominations, cultural groups and civil society organizations, focused on strengthening women's role and participation in conflict prevention and early warning response mechanisms using a training of grassroots trainer approach. The capacity building event is meant to enlighten participants on the United Nations Security Council resolution adopted on October 2000, which recognized the experiences of women in conflict and post-conflict situations. Given the current situation in the restive regions of the country, the executive director of BAWAC, a philanthropist and gender activist, Baye Frida, strongly holds that women should be given a chance in peace building in the society.
The woman should be at the forefront of peace-building initiatives in Cameroon, especially in the conflict-affected communities in Cameroon. We all know what is happening now. So training them and empowering them with more skills on early warning mechanisms, on the role they have to play, on the legal frameworks guiding the peace and security issues of women, to empower women to take place, to take part in these activities. I think it's very important for us to start with the women in the denominations.
Discussions during the workshop mostly focused on the role of women in peace-building process, conflict analysis, community intervention to prevent conflict-related and gender-based violence. Another participant says peace is priceless and added that, irrespective of who they are and what they do, women should be given the opportunity to preach peace.
Having learned about peace, you want other people to learn about it. I'm so grateful. And I'm happy that she decided to associate Voices for Women too, to be part of it. We are working, but we have been working at the background. Now that we've brought women from the grassroots, especially the denominations that have brought so many thousand women, when they go back to talk just to the 10, 20, you're already building peace. And through that, they are going to learn and know that peace is something for everybody. It's not a particular person to give peace. So when we learn about these concepts, they will go back and start implementing them. We'll see that women can do more. I will see that the society will be better off, because when women start preaching peace from their homes, then we'll obviously have the peace we are seeking for.
Since women and girls bear the brunt of the ongoing socio-economic crisis in Cameroon, BAWAC calls for stronger participation and the empowerment of women to ensure their inclusion in the prevention of conflict, as they are seen as change agents in conflict transformation processes.
Ex-students of the Cameroon Protestant College CPC Bali have taken firm commitment to ensure the renowned institution that has been closed due to the ongoing Anglophone crisis goes operational. This pledge was made at the launch of the Boya chapter uniform of the Bali Old Boys Association Boba that took place over the weekend in Boya. Clarice Okowe completes the story.
The Cameroon Presbyterian College CPC Bali, found in the restive northwest region of Cameroon and which is one of the oldest schools in Cameroon, created in 1949, is one of the schools negatively affected by the ongoing Anglophone crisis, as it is almost facing extinction. Being a school that molded these grown-up minds who have now found themselves in different walks of life, the major preoccupation of these former students of CPC Bali is how to revamp the alma mater of their former school.
Being grateful not only on their own behalf, but even on behalf of the nation. And Boba had trained people who have given such service to the nation in all aspects of life. Boba is all out to make sure that the college reopens.
Hence, during this launching of the chapter uniform of the Bali Old Boys Association, Boba, that took place at the Senior Hall in Boya, funds were raised to carry out repair projects on damages incurred by CPC Bali, among other projects that is expected to benefit the community at large.
We've made a contribution to make sure that some monies are available. And what we are doing today is in addition to what we've done already.
The fund being raised today, the launch of the uniform of Boba Boya chapter, including our wives, will go to support CPC Bali. We have chosen to water supply. There are other projects in line. They have shown us some projects that try to rehabilitate the offices and the classroom and so on. The first project, we shall consult with our executive members to go around the list and see what is the top priority. We're not interested in what projects are.
And to religious news, Christians of Honeycomb Parish down Beach Limbe have been called upon to wake up and shine, for the glory of God is on them. The call was made by the parish pastor of PCC down Beach during the 64th anniversary of the Presbyterian Church. Kuma Honore with details.
Christians of the PCC Beach Limbe have joined their counterparts nationwide to celebrate the 64th PCC Day with a call for them to wake up and shine. Celebration began with the church anthem, the hosting of the flag, which signifies the church independence from the Basel mission, and later on, a procession led by the College of Pastors and the session into the chapel. The PCC service, which was characterized with songs, reading of biblical lessons, and the sermon from Prophet Isaiah 60 verse 1. Climax of the celebration was the reading of the moderator PCC Day message to the Arise and Shine according to the book of Isaiah 60 verse 1 was read while all worship listened with keen attention. The moderator's message, which paints a picture on the hurdles and challenges the church undergo through the 64 years journey. He, however, recounts God's uncountable blessings and favor on the church. Reverend Dr. Mokoko Simon Elive is the Presbyterian Presbytery Secretary for Fako South.
We are not only celebrating age, we are celebrating God's presence in the church. In the face of challenges, we have seen that the PCC is a church born for God's mission, and that mission has continued in spite of our challenges. So within this celebration, we are looking back, especially within the past 1 year, to see how far we have come. What the church has been able to achieve in terms of mission. The church has achieved a lot. The church has expanded in numbers, in activities. The church has gone even beyond this country.
This year's celebration at PCC Beach recounts a total success as drivers, trophy, as well as cash prizes were handed, which took part in football, sports walk, Bible drill, amongst others.
And as usual, we have to put on everything to celebrate our foundation day when the PCC became independent. So we naturally have to celebrate it as we usually do. By the past few years, we have been restrained by this COVID and the crisis, but now we are picking up. And you yourself saw how the celebrations went in PCC Beach. PCC Beach, as you know, is a stronghold, and we don't play in our celebration of things that concern the church or activities that concern the church. It was a high charge activity period for us. I mean, celebrating this PC Day. It has been about 2 months of activity, and we had to conclude it this week with several activities, evangelization, sports, singing, and competitions and all the like. And today we had a divine service and to commemorate everything.
Celebration was equally at PCC Meadow Farms, PC Bonadicom, just to name a few.
Katrina Kongwe reporting that the Lithuania delegate for national security, Raymond Esogo, has taken a move to restructure traffic control and circulation within the city of Douala. This is to facilitate a circulation of vehicles ahead of the football match between Cameroon and Ivory Coast that will take place at the Japoma Stadium. Details with Audrey Zatza.
It is at the Regional Delegation for National Security that the Lithuania Regional Delegate for National Security Police Commissioner Raymond Esogo was briefing pressmen this November 16 on the modification of the plan of circulation and traffic control in the city of Douala. This ahead of the match pitting Cameroon and Ivory Coast at 8 p.m. at the Japoma Stadium. The main access highly instructed to be freed and cleared at least 2 hours before the start of the match and 30 minutes to the end is the National Road number 3.
The main access concerned here is the east entrance in the city of Douala. That is the corridor from Marché des Fleurs to Japoma Stadium.
Some points where road users will be allowed to trespass are Carrefour Marché des Fleurs, amongst others.
The circulation on this access has to be hitch-free. However, there are some points, some junctions where road users can cross freely, such as Carrefour Marché des Fleurs, Flyover Nelson Mandela, Carrefour B Junction, Carrefour Ari Junction, Ndopasi Market Junction, and Yasa Junction.
Points of deviation were equally highlighted.
There are some points of deviations. Those who live from Bonaberi to Edea have a choice to pass through Ndokoti or Bonamusadi Pekados, and vice versa.
The Littoral Regional Delegate, through this modification plan, aims at ensuring that economic activities should not be hindered and allow for easy circulation of the different teams, the delegations concerned, and other important personalities. It is worth noting that this plan of circulation will be applied for the AFCON Total Energy 2021.
Now a movie titled The Effect, produced by Cameroonian filmmaker Cedrick Lamia, which depicts consequences of the ongoing Anglophone crisis, was successfully premiered in Douala over the weekend. Nsah attended the movie premiere and completes the story.
The premiere of the movie titled The Effect recorded a major success as diverse personalities were present to witness a representation of the effect of the Anglophone crisis on its citizens since 2016 through the craft of filmmaking in Bonaberi, Douala. Cedrick Lamia is a filmmaker. He produced and directed the movie The Effects.
So I've been a witness to so many of these incidents that is happening in our country, and I've witnessed situations with little children and little girls, little boys and girls who are exposed to so many things, so many bad things. That's one of the things that inspired me. I wept and I said it will be good if we can document this, if we can do this in our own way, because since I'm a filmmaker I can do the film so that at least let people watch it. As a filmmaker, this is what I've done. Because this is through my own craft, filmmaking, and it's from this because I believe like those watching, everybody cried. So if they cried, my aim is to reach out with this film to the highest authority. Let them sit and watch, and if they watch and they have feelings for humans, I believe that they will have a change of mind. I believe that their mentality towards this crisis will change.
For the co-producer of the movie, few challenges were encountered in the production, but she is grateful for the success of the end result.
The storyline, first of all, a very touching one, and with all the loss that Anglophones have incurred. It's so sad that for the past 5 years, our only two English regions have not known peace and stability. So I just thought it's a good project, and we have to make the world know, because there are people even in Douala, when you tell them what is happening in the southwest or northwest, they'll tell you that they don't know that our country is peaceful, not to mention Yaoundé.
Present at the movie premiere were other filmmakers who appreciated the movie The Effects. The event was highly animated by young Cameroonian artists who used different artistic talents, including comedy.
Yes. But listen now, I just call them Sammy and put up on so. Yeah, yes, Sammy. That's my greatest shock. That guy called on my name, but the man that
Music and fluting to grace the show.
Nsah's report concludes the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Prime Television. My name is Quinter. Up next is Prime Hour with Kumlena. Stay with us. Good night.